find you a broom, shine it up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up the White Sox candy. Cubs just wrapped up a 3-game sweep at Wrigley against the embarrassment of Chicago. Jerry Reinsdorf's favorite child, the White Sox. The Chicago Cubs came into the series just 1-5 in opportunities to sweep. I do not count that 2-game sweep that they have off the Dodgers. Don't count it. A 3-gamer or 4-gamer are the only sweeps in baseball. The Cubs have been 1-6 on Sundays this season coming into today. So they exercised 2 demons for the price of 1. And against those Bridgetown bums, they are the best team to do that against. The Cubs now hold the all-time regular season head-to-head record against the White Sox, 75-74, Cubs favor. Big bragging rights right there. The Cubs have won 8 straight games against those guys from 35th Street. Now let's dive into the games themselves. The White Sox are sitting at 14-33 after this series. Trash. Awful. Cubs improved their record to 28-19. Game 1 was the real statement of the series. The Cubs took it by a score of 13-3, but it didn't start off that way. The White Sox actually jumped out to an early lead in the first inning when Miguel Vargas hit a 2-run home run off of Cade Horton, who was making his first career start. Horton's command in that game wasn't the greatest early on, and Vargas took advantage of that. But the Cubs responded. They tied it up in the second inning. Moises drove in a run on a force out, and then Nico Hoerner scored on an error by the White Sox catcher, Matt Thaiss, who had dropped the ball. Dropping the ball is one of the few things the White Sox are good at right now. After that came the big blow that put the Cubs ahead for good. Put the Cubs ahead for good in that game. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, came up and hit a 3-run jack just inside the right foul pole, made it 5-2 Cubs. And then they kept adding on. Kyle Tucker hit a triple. Seiya Suzuki had a double to the left center gap, making it 6-2. Vargas did get another home run in the third inning, his second of the game, making it 6-3. But the Cubs offense just didn't stop. In the later innings, PCA had another RBI single. Suzuki had a sacrifice run. Moises hit a 2-run single, and Hoerner drove in a run on a force out. The final, like I said earlier, 13-3. On the pitcher side of this game, Cade Horton got the win, putting his big league record to 2-0. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, striking out 2. The Cubs bullpen was also excellent this game, as you expect them to be against a AA squad. Palencia, Theobald, Presley, Merriweather, all throwing scoreless innings in relief. Notably, the entire pitching staff in Game 1 did not walk one man. You're going to hear me talk about that a lot this series. PCA had an absolute monster day. 4 for 5, 6 RBIs, hit a 3-run home run, scored 2 runs, didn't strike out. I think it's probably, in fact, no, I'm going to stand on it, his best game as a major league player. Cubs won 7-3 in the second game. This game was highlighted by White Sox struggling with their control. They walked 11 batters, and the Cubs made them pay. Again, White Sox took an early lead with Chase Madroff hitting his first career home run in the first inning. But the Cubs answered in the second with a 2-run single from Miguel Amaya. And who else but PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong again. He had a 2-run hit to give the Cubs a 4-1 lead in that game. Vargas from the Sox He did get a sacrifice fly later, and Tim Elko hit a home run to cut the lead to 4-3, but the Cubs pulled away after later in the later stages of the game. Dansby Swanson hit a home run, and Nico Hoerner added another hit to make the game 7-3. On the mound, Matt Boyd got it done for the Cubs once again. Another quality start, going 6 innings, allowing only 4 hits, 3 earned runs, striking out 8, and again, did not walk anyone. The Cubs bullpen followed up with 3 scoreless innings. And for the finale today, Sunday, the Cubs completed the sweep with a 6-2 win. This game was a lower scoring affair than the other cricket numbers that the Cubs shoved up those low-end teams' rectum. The pitching matchup was Colin Ray against the White Sox youngin Jonathan Cannon. Ray pitched well. He went 5 and a third, allowing just 1 run on four hits, striking out 3, but he did walk 2. The walk ended a 4-game streak where the Cubs starters had issued a free pass in none of the games. That 1 run Ray allowed came on Miguel Vargas' 3rd home run of the series. Cannon for the White Sox, he pitched 5 innings, allowing 4 hits and 3 strikeouts, but was charged with 2 of the 3 runs in the 6th-inning rally where the Cubs blew the door open. Speaking of Ray, he's been more than the Cubs could have hoped for since replacing Justin Steele in the rotation. The offense has been backing him up too, and the team is now 6-1 in his 7 starts, with Ray holding a 4-0 record with a 2.96 ERA in those outings. That is huge for a team that is looking for answers from the starting pitcher position. Overall takeaways from this series, first off, all hail PCA. Flat out dog. Once again, across the sweep, he was directly involved in 11 of the 26 runs the Cubs had scored. He had 8 RBIs and scored 3 runs, racking up 16 total bases. He started Sunday off with a bang, as you would expect it. He hit a leadoff triple with an exit velo of 106 miles per hour and later scored on a Seiya Suzuki sacrifice fly. That hit by PCA extended his on-base streak to 15 games. He had 2 triples in 2 games after hitting just 1 of his previous 44 this season. After this series, his season slash line is up to 290, 325, 585 with a 910 OPS. And did you know he has the highest WAR in the league? Second highest in the majors, only behind Aaron Judge. Whether you think so or not, he's playing MVP ball easily. Another major takeaway from this series was the Cubs' ability to create chaos on the bases. They stole 9 of them bad boys this series. That brings their season total to 59 steals, which ties them for the Milwaukee Brewers for the league lead. They saw that the Sox couldn't keep any runners in check, so they abused that lack of defense again and again and again. Things you love to see. So the Cubs sweep the White Sox, improve the record of 29-18, and head out on the road. Their next series is a 3-game set against the Florida Fish, otherwise known as the Miami Marlins, starting on Monday. The pitching matchup for the opener on Monday is expected to be the Cubs' right-hand man, Ben Brown, against the Marlins lefty, Edward Cabrera. The Cubs didn't face Cabrera earlier in the series against the Marlins, so we should see how the Cubs adjust to a pitcher that they haven't seen already this season. That wraps it up for the Cubs breakdown. A dominant sweep of the White Sox. It was great to see the team firing on all cylinders and getting that broom out finally this season. Hopefully, this starts a conversation in City Hall about possibly trading the Sox to Arlington Heights in exchange for the Bears. Go Cubs, go!
Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say 3 things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.